Hello Internet, I'm the Retro Freak, and I'm back. Last week we talked about the Xbox One and their DRM restrictions. Now I'm going to talk about the Xbox again, but guess what? Those restrictions have been reverted by Microsoft. That's right, you can now play traded and second-hand games, and you can borrow games to and from your friends. And there is no longer a mandatory internet connection. How about it? Great news, right? Well, in my opinion, too little, too late. They must have seen this from the start. That this was bad. This was a bad idea. But I still have doubts. How about the connecting? Of course, if you're offline, it doesn't record. But what if you're playing online games? Is the connection recording? They haven't said anything about it. Anyway, I say, may the real console wars begin. But why did Microsoft turn back on their words? Well, because of the gamer community, that's why. Because of you. People arguing in forums and in blogs all over the internet made this possible. There's an old saying that when people are united, they shall never be beaten. And this proves it. Okay, I've just finished Marvel Heroes Story Mode. And I'm talking about the MMO. Okay? And in general, it's okay. It's not good, not bad, just okay. It's not a traditional MMORPG, but more like an online action RPG, like Diablo, multiplayer Diablo. It's no surprise, since this game's development was directed by David Brevik, the man behind the Diablo series. The game begins by choosing one of 5 starter characters: Daredevil, Hawkeye, Storm, Scarlet Witch, and the Thing. So you have 1 street level hero, 2 Avengers, 1 X-Men, and 1 Fantastic Four. Good. At the end of the tutorial, the first chapter, you are awarded another starter character. Any other character can be awarded as a rare loot, although I've heard is extremely rare, or it can be bought on the online store. And that's where the real problem starts. The several characters and costumes range from 10 to 20 euros each, which is a bit steep. Okay? I know this is a F2P, free to play, and they have to make money somehow, but it's still too expensive. Oh yeah, the packs, there is starter packs with characters and costumes. They range from 70 to almost 80 euros each on Steam. But back to the game itself. The story mode is not bad, if a bit generic, although it covers most of the Marvel universe, except for space and alternate realities and dimensions. The cutscenes are presented through motion comics, which are not bad, but whose hard quality doesn't stay stable throughout the game. And as I'd say, the hard has its ups and downs. Okay? But it's not important to the gameplay, right? But actually, I like the story mode near the end, where you get the obligatory Stan Lee cameo, Excelsior, true believers. And the final boss battle was actually pretty good. I like the boss battle. I enjoy it. Not too easy, not too hard, just perfect. The endgame content, after finishing the story mode of course, is a bit poor, with repetitions of past levels and boss fights, but in a higher difficulty. You get more rare loot this way, but still, perhaps too repetitive. Oh, and there's also a PvP MOBA style arena, but it's still on beta stage. So if you go to a PvP right after you finish the story mode and you are around level 30, you might find yourself fighting people which are levels 40 or 50 or 60. I had my butt kicked by a 40 level character like 20 times in a row. I know, it's still beta, but come on. My opinion is, if you're a Marvel fan and you don't want to spend any money in it, try it. Okay? But as long as you stay, as long as you stay away from the online store, of course. Now, if you're looking for a true Marvel action RPG, then I recommend Marvel Ultimate Alliance. This time we're going to talk about the trailers of two movies I'm waiting for. First of all, The Hobbit, the new Hobbit movie, The Desolation of Smaug. For those who have seen the trailer, if you haven't seen the trailer, you can watch. There is a link down here. Okay. For anyone who still wants to watch the trailer, go. If you haven't watched the trailer, go watch it. Okay. If you haven't seen the previous Hobbit movie or any of the Lord of the Rings movie, get the fuck out. Okay. I loved the first movie. I think the first movie was awesome. I still don't understand why they're going to make a trilogy based on just one movie. Okay, The Lord of the Rings had 3 movies, 3 books, 3 movies. Okay, perfect. The Hobbit, 1 book, 3 movies. What the hell? Anyway, I'm a fan of The Hobbit. In fact, I have the book right here. Wait a minute. Yes, as you can see, the Spanish version, El Hobbit. Cool cover, by the way. One of the reasons I hated in the first movie that those who have seen the book, there is a part in the book around after the book where the dwarves are taken prisoners by the elves, and Bilbo has to save them by hiding them in barrels and then roll the barrels down the river. This is going to show in the trailer. This was the only part of the book I said, why didn't they put this part in the book? Actually, in the book that happens before they reach the Dwarf Kingdom. Okay? Mountain. That happens before they reach the mountain. And that happens right now. That was one of the things I didn't like about the first movie. And in this movie. Anyway. But there are things that are in the book. They're gonna like Legolas is back, but the prequel is here. So in the Lord of the Rings, you can say Lord of the Rings is back, and it's going. I wonder if he's going to have an interaction with Gimli's father. That's right, Gimli's father. So Dwarves is actually Gimli's father. Anyway, and there is a one character that's going to Bard. And here is. Wait a minute. Is that Inigo Montoya? Oh wow. Awesome. Inigo Montoya is in the Hobbit. Totally different fantasy world, but what the hell? I love some Inigo Montoya. Doesn't love Inigo Montoya. Also, Smaug's gonna be revealed in this movie at last. The teaser didn't reveal him too much, which is good. But here comes the voice of Smaug will be voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch. Oh yeah. We got his best buddy doing Bilbo, so why not Benedict Cumberbatch? Wait a minute. Benedict Cumberbatch already played Khan in the Star Trek movie, and now he's playing Smog. What's his next role going to be? Dracula? Actually, that would be pretty cool. Anyway, can't wait to see this movie. And the next trailer, the second trailer I'm going to talk about is the Lego movie trailer. It's more of a teaser, which looks really funny. A part of me wishes they would do stop motion, but no. Computer animated all the way. Which is good and bad at the same time. Of course, stop animation is a very old technique, and personally, there are a lot of very good stop motions movies out there in the future, like Wallace and Gromit. Who doesn't love Wallace and Gromit? Okay? Stop motion at its finest. But I'm not sure if in stop motion with Lego dolls would be good. I mean, it's not the first time to do stop motion with action figures. I mean, look at Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken does that for years, doing that, and it looks awesome. But this is gonna be, but showing all the action scenes. I don't see action scenes, good action scenes in stop motion. Yes, Team America's good action scenes, but Team America was supposed to be more of a parody movie. This is gonna be still, but this is gonna be its own thing. I know the Lego video games are more like parodies of the actual movie are based on, the actual characters are based off. Like Lego Batman, Lego Star Wars, Lego Lord of the Rings. I have Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Star Wars, which I love. And so anyone loves Lego is gonna love this movie. So far it's great. That Space 80s guys, I had one. That was my first Lego toy, along with the Starship. That was my first Lego toy, so it's gonna be kind of special to me. Anyway, and Retro Freak, and I'm sorry for this delay. This is the last time I'm gonna conjoin vlogs together. Next time I'm gonna take a look at the Neverwinter, the new Dungeons & Dragons MMORPG. I'm already around level 20. I'm gonna take a look, take my first opinion, and stay tuned. I might actually reveal my very first. I'm gonna start taping my very first retro review. And next week I'm gonna. Next weekend, so I'm gonna try to do my new vlog, but it's gonna be very, very small, not unlike this one. Okay. Retro Freak signing out.